What's up, everyone? We are live at 5. It is Wednesday, November 14th. I'm Paul Winter.
And I'm Beth Stevens.
And over there is Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
Hey, Beth, I just got to see the prom. Sometimes I sneak out for a Wednesday matinee.
You're such a matinee
You do
lady.
that sometimes, too.
I do.
This is my third time seeing this show. I love this show so much, and I'm so excited it exists, and it opens tomorrow. And I just want to give you all an advance
more
buzz on
fun.
this, because this is like sort of the big sleeper hit of the season.
Yeah, and it's more fun than your actual prom.
It's not based on a movie, which is interesting,
It's not
which
based
is
on it.
very novel
Yeah.
these days.
Yes.
Hey, look who's here.
One of our favorite return guests.
I've been listening to her sing. She's been singing in my ear.
Her name is
with
Melissa Errico.
This SONDHEIM Sublime album. We have Melissa Errico here.
Yay.
We will talk to her in a few minutes, but first, today's top 5.
And Traditions is heading off Broadway.
Okay, we are talking about the Yiddish language Fiddler. I love to use some Yiddish while I talk about this. Oi, Jackie Hoffman's going to be in it again. She's like mishpucha for us.
You say that with a lot of love.
Mishpucha means family.
Okay.
Even though she's good for a kibbutz, she can be a little
Oh, you're really
mashugana.
going for
Okay,
it.
anyway, this is the Yiddish language Fiddler. Some people call it Yidler. That could be offensive or not. It's going to come to off-Broadway venue Stage 42 in 2019.
What people call it that?
Andy Lefkowitz.
Oh, thank
okay,
you.
you're welcome.
Who's that?
So alongside Jackie Hoffman, who will reprise her role as Yenta, will be Steven Skybell returning to the role of Tevye. And it's directed by Joel Grey.
I know.
Who's a legend. And it begins performances on February 11th, and it opens on February 24th. Additional casting to come.
Nothing oi about it.
Thanks. That's great.
my contribution.
Very Goyish of you.
And this actress is returning with her Angel of Music.
This is really interesting. Megan Paterno, who's been doing the tour of Love Never Dies, of course, the sequel to the Phantom of the Opera, playing Christine Daae, is going back in time.
What does that mean?
This is very exciting. Well, she's going back. She's going to do the first Phantom now.
I
so
see
she's
what you
been
mean.
doing Love Never Dies, and I think she's leaving the tour like in the next month. And she's fantastic, by the way, in the tour. And she's done some other things like Candide. I know she did at New York City Opera, I think. Anyway, and some operas. She's like an opera singer.
Okay, well, that makes sense for
Because
the
it makes sense
Phantom
because
of the
Christine
Opera.
Daae is an opera singer.
There you
so
go.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is now she's going to be going back to teenage Christine Daae. So she's been
She's got
like
range.
30-something diva Christine Daae, but now she's going back in time, which is great for her career because, you know, it ages her down, which every actress would love, right? I mean, just keep
guess.
getting younger with your roles. Anyway, this is an international tour of the Phantom of the Opera, and she will be doing it with Jonathan Rocksmith as the Phantom and Matt Lisi as Raoul. And it starts, listen to this, it's going to fancy places. Manila. It's starting in Manila on February 28th, 2019. It's going to Singapore and other places because it's international. So, like, not Cleveland, like international
We got it.
places.
And there's nothing painful about this extension news.
We are talking about Tom Paine, Based on Nothing. That's the title, which stars Michael C. Hall. This is the Will Eno play at Signature, and it is now set to run through December 9th. And, of course, Michael C. Hall did another Will Eno play on Broadway,
Yeah, that one. With
The
two
Realistic
couples.
Joneses. That's
the
right.
backyard play.
That's right. So good for them. It got great.
Wait, what was it called?
Great response. It was called The Realistic Joneses.
It was.
It was.
With Toni
But this is
Collette.
Tom Paine, Based on Nothing.
Right.
Got
It's
it?
a big hit.
It's a big hit.
Yeah.
December 9th.
And major congrats are in order for some of our fave stage friends.
Yes, honeys.
was loud.
The
Okay.
category is Out 100.
Oh, that was
That's your best Billy Porter?
Billy Porter is on the cover of Out magazine. He's been posting his. He said he's a cover girl. He's been posting on. I'm quoting him.
Sure.
Anyway, every year they name their 100 influential out LGBTQ personalities, and Billy Porter got like a special performance of the year, which I don't think they normally do.
But
I've never.
it
I
doesn't
don't
matter
remember them ever
because
doing
he-
that, but I think he was like, well, "Give me an honor." So there you go, Billy. He of course
deserves
is on
it.
Pose, which Beth and I both love, the FX series
Obsessed.
Pose, which is coming back for a season 2. Also included on the list are a bunch of theater people. MJ Rodriguez, who we
Pose
love, also
co-star.
on Pose, and we did a really fun photo shoot with the two of them a few months ago. Who else? Cynthia Nixon, Brandon Urie, Jordan Roth, Peppermint of Head Over Heels, and original Rent star Anthony Rapp. So congratulations, all you out children.
And this Olivier-nominated play is coming to NYC.
This looks really fun. This is called Fleabag. It's Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Olivier-nominated show. It's coming to Off-Broadway's Soho Playhouse.
Isn't that a TV show?
Yes. She adapted it, but she's bringing
it's the same thing.
Yeah, but she's bringing the stage version here to New York. Vicki Jones is directing the production. Begins previews on February 28th, opening on March 7th. Are you ready? Are you ready for me to? It's Amazon
Sure.
Prime is the show.
I'm ready for anything.
But you don't want to see the Amazon Prime as much as you want to see it in person, of course. Fleabag is a comedic look at a woman who may seem oversexed, emotionally unfiltered, and self-obsessed.
She is. I saw the Amazon.
She's
Amazon
out of
Prime
control,
show.
and it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like Carrie Bradshaw, but taken to like a whole other level.
And British.
She's Fleabag. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, just see it for
Someone
yourself.
who is not, you would never use a word Fleabag to describe today's guest because she's glamorous. She always looks great. She smells great. She sings beautifully.
She's
Melissa
sublime.
Errico. Hey, Beth, why don't you say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Thank you. Caitlin, tell us more about today's guest.
Yes, gladly. Melissa Errico is here with us. She recently released her album, Sondheim Sublime, and she's going to celebrate and talk all about it with us today. She earned a Tony nomination for her turn in Amour, and she also appeared on Broadway in Anna Karenina, My Fair Lady, High Society, White Christmas, and Dracula. She most recently starred in On a Clear Day, You Can See Forever at the Irish Rep. This Sondheim Sublime marks her 6th solo recording / album and features all of her favorite Sondheim tunes. Follow her on social media at Melissa_Errico and leave all of your questions in the comments down below. Please welcome Melissa and Paul.
Hello, Melissa.
Paul.
She answered my question. My first question was going to be, how many recordings have you made? And you actually seemed surprised by the number. You were like, oh, 6.
Solo.
No,
Well,
I'm busy
but, I mean-
aging backwards, you see. So
I mean,
whenever I hear
the-
numbers that ascend,
Yeah, but you like
I resist.
making. Yeah, you like these.
I do like making records.
making an album, and
funny you should
what I
say
like
that,
of
yeah.
you, I feel like you're very much a recording artist in the sense that I feel like you really love to make an album with themes and like a story, right? That's true.
100%.
True story.
Yeah, there's always a story under the story as well.
Story under the. There's multiple stories.
So good luck
There's a lot of
actually
stories.
understanding my CDs.
So I guess I shouldn't be surprised that you love Sondheim. I've heard you sing Sondheim. You sing it beautifully. And an album of all Sondheim music isn't like the most original thing, but it's something that I always embrace because it's fantastic. But this is a really beautiful album. I love it so much. So tell me, how did you sit down and figure out what this Sondheim Sublime, great title by the way,
Well,
where did the title come from?
The title came from my head. It came from my mind. It came from my art history background. I was a pretty serious art history student, and there was a period in art history called the Sublime. And the Sublime was romantic, mostly English paintings, and they were paintings of nature, but nature in intense form, glaciers, storms, oceans, shipwrecks, mountaintops. Sublime means the kind of beauty that is also terrifying and mysterious. So it has. So the word sublime is a kind of beauty, but it's beauty and terror mixed together. And I think that so as I was looking through what I was drawn to with Sondheim, I think there's something very entrancing about his music, while it's also very entertaining. There's something very hypnotic and mysterious. So there's something very beautiful, but there's something really horrifying, like something scary.
Yeah.
And there's even a beautiful song is probably a pathological song, or so things like things that sound like they're giving you sort of chastened hope. They're actually full of pain and wounds from maybe Sondheim's mother. He doesn't make any secret about the wounds of his own mom.
Yeah.
So things like that, it's like beauty and hope, but then it's actually just inescapable pain and longing. So it's all that simultaneous
I love that.
intensity
You're right. That's
is
what we
really,
love about his music.
yeah. And I think you can live by his music, but I think the only way to live by his music is to accept your own pain and your own trying to understand your own wounds, in life and not really escaping them. But so I really think there's something absolutely gorgeous and sexy and kind of healing about his music. I think you really can live by it, but I think you also have to face a lot of stuff too. So I think the Sublime is not all of Sondheim. There's no way. I'm not saying I'm doing another Sondheim record with everything witty he's ever done, everything very clever and satirical. This is really
very much
Sondheim Sublime, and this is Melissa's. Anything you do, let it come from you. This is my Sondheim.
I love it.
So I'm not trying to be like the boss.
I love it.
Yeah.
And your first, I believe, was your first Sondheim show still in the Park with George?
It was. You
With
see,
Raoul
yeah.
Esparza.
If you look at the bumpy and interesting, whatever how you want to put it, pointillistically, if you look at all the dots of my career and stuff, but if you step back at what was beautiful and what was really, really touching for me and really intense, it's if you step away from the canvas of my little career, but at all the dots and things, it was Sondheim where my life felt the best. Working with Raoul and I both have agreed that that was a highlight of our lives. Sunday in the Park with George.
Yeah.
And then I did Passion, and
Yeah.
that was complicated. It's amazing I survived
Yeah.
my love for being in that play. It was too much. It was like, it's such a great play.
Right.
So that one almost killed me, but that one was, you just can't beat the you know, I've even noticed the cast in Washington, D.C. that just did it. They're having trouble saying goodbye to it. Like that play I think is actually dangerous.
Warning.
No,
Warning,
actually,
everyone.
I heard from a very famous British director that you can't survive it.
You can't survive. Wow.
But he didn't. That's gossip. Can't put that on television. And then I did Do I Hear a Waltz? You know, I did that more recently, and I did that when I had, my family is now in full flower,
Yeah.
and I think there's something about that character, you know, who is in the middle of her life and is looking for the vacation in Italy she never had,
Yeah.
looking for what she has put aside because of the duties of her life. And what sometimes in life we're torn between our duties and our desires.
Right.
And it's not always easy to have both.
You were fantastic in that. That was
I
City
loved
Center.
it. So, you know, Sondheim, like as an actress, but also go back to when we were young, like super young, and now we're young. Super young, I came up as an actress admiring the people who did Sondheim. So really my love of Sondheim is in the dark in the audience just going, oh my God, Bernadette, oh my God, Mandy.
Can you remember the first
Elaine
thing?
Stritch.
Was it Sunday in the Park with George? The first thing that really maybe caught young Melissa's eye and went, oh, wow, I'm obsessed with this.
Everything to do with Bernadette Peters. Yeah. I might have even been a little young to have seen the production on, I didn't see that production.
You saw it on PBS.
I did.
Like I did. I watched
Exactly.
it over and over and over.
Over and over and over. And I wore the dress, by the way. I wore that dress in Washington.
The dress from the PBS production?
I wore Bernadette's outfit.
Oh, my.
Yes, they added a tier at the bottom because I'm tall.
Wow.
But I wore her clothes.
That's amazing. Did you tell her that? Does she know that you wore
I
her
have
dress?
had a few opportunities to be face to face with Bernadette, and I have never done what I wanted to do. I've always been so nervous. I love her so much. I'm not just like, hey, you
Isn't
know.
it funny because, you know,
I should be. She'd love me to be. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean. But,
Yeah.
but the people actually, I can tell you, I just interviewed Joan Allen, and I had a similar reaction because when I was a teenager and Joan Allen was in Burn This and the Heidi Chronicles, I was like, to me, she was like the epitome of cool New York actress.
yes.
So like meeting her, people say, do you still get nervous when you interview people? And I was
Malkovich,
like,
was that the Malkovich production?
yeah.
Yeah. He spat on me.
Yeah, and I used to carry the book
He was
around.
spitting on me while he was acting. I was like, spit.
John Malkovich
spit.
spit on you?
Yeah, he was
At Burn
spitting
This?
during the show. Oh, I loved it.
Oh,
Yeah, he spit on me.
congratulations.
Yes, I was in the front row getting spit on. I was like, I'm done.
But it's those people who I first encountered when I was at a certain point where it's still you. And Bernadette Peters is also like that.
Yeah.
And you're right.
Yeah.
It's that same thing.
Yeah.
You just kind of like
Yeah, well, awe is a part of my sublime. The awe of the whole thing.
right.
I'm not at all saying I own this, that I'm the boss of this. I mean, I really love performing it, and I do take the stage, but like, I definitely have, there's a whole lot of awe in the word Sondheim sublime for me too.
You have a beautiful ability. And I may have said this before to you, but to really, when I hear a song, I think I know, and when you start singing it, I feel like I'm hearing it for the first time.
Thank
You
you.
have a really amazing ability to do that with this music.
Did you see what I did yesterday?
What'd you
I put out my live Saturday night singing "Losing My Mind,"
Oh.
which
no,
everybody thinks they know, right? Like
Yeah.
that's a perfect example. I put it on Facebook, it's on Twitter, and
I'm gonna go look at it immediately.
couldn't-
Don't turn off right now. Wait till the interview's over.
I couldn't perform. I had to wait. The light guy had to just wait. I was in the dark when it was over, just crying and crying.
Wow.
I couldn't continue the performance. So you don't see that for
You
too long.
lost your mind during Losing My Mind.
I went to the cliff.
You know.
Some of you will say I went over the cliff.
I love that about you as a performer, but what do you, is that, I mean, obviously that's a dangerous line to walk as a
Yeah.
performer.
It's not easy being me.
And to live a life and to have a family and all the responsibilities of life.
Welcome to me.
Here we go, the Melissa
That's
Errico
why I'm on
story.
TV.
But I guess that sort of makes it worth it, right? I mean, you don't want if you do a and I see a lot of people do nightclub acts or shows, and it does feel very safe, and it's just kind of
Safe.
like, and then I did this, and then I
I
did this,
know.
and that's not the
That's
Melissa
not
Errico
where you come
experience.
to me. No, you come and you be thinking about stuff and,
Yeah.
and a duty, desire, who Sondheim is, and then you might be wondering what I'm working with. I don't, always say, this means such and such to me, but I definitely bring something really specific. I've gotten old enough and complicated enough that I don't feel like you don't want to know everything, but I bring something, not like Edith Piaf or anything, but in the same vein of confession like her. Like, I can't really work. I don't want to work. I'm not going to leave my family if I'm not going to tear it down for
Right.
every,
Tear it
tear it
down.
down, but also in a fun way, in a sexy way, in whatever
Yeah.
way. I'm
Yeah.
not going to work anymore to prove I'm competent at this. I
Absolutely.
want to learn
Yeah.
something. I want you to feel something. I want all of us to take a risk. And you know what I like about nightclubs is that we're all alone there for that time together. It's 72 minutes or whatever
very
it is.
intimate.
It's really intimate, and there really is like, it's just us. There's no even, I know how great that play is, and I cannot wait to see it, by the way, but that has a form that if I were in
Right.
that, I have to make sure I tell that funny, wonderful tale.
Yeah.
When I'm there, it's Melissa, it's this thing, it's Sondheim, it's like there's this, we just turn it together, and it's you guys, and it's somebody who flew in from Mexico. I have a couple of fans that like now fly, so it's like sometimes they're screaming and crazy, so I have to deal with them. But then they have something and they're crying, so suddenly there's a whole relationship where it's a nightclub. And if I ignore your experience and who came and who's celebrating their birthday, if I ignore you, I'm missing the whole point of a nightclub.
Right.
The nightclub experience is
Right.
like for me to be like, hey, how's everybody? How are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm good.
Weather,
Thanks for asking.
holidays. Oh, yeah. Yeah, perfect example. See how good I do it? See how personable I am?
You also look great in a gown. Let's
Thank
face
you.
it. You know how to work
I
a
do like to
gown,
dress,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So the whole nightclub thing is good.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
I like it too. I like it on you. But what about if we were to craft, and this is probably a really annoying question, but just bear with me, Melissa.
It's okay.
I've been a fan for a long time. If we were going to craft like the perfect maybe Broadway experience for you, are there people you'd like to work with, or roles you'd like to do, or a show you'd like to do, or what kind of thing would you like to do?
You know what? The funny thing is I'm really growing my network, sort of like people like you who I've known forever. I feel like there's not like one or two people I'd like to work with. I feel like the network, even though I haven't been on Broadway, I feel like the network is really healthy and really growing.
You've been on Broadway.
Well, I've been on. Oh no, I have been on Broadway
Yes,
a lot
yes,
of times. Yeah, but I haven't been on Broadway. The last time was White Christmas,
Right.
actually.
Yeah.
And that was in 2010, I think. So I have 3 children. They're 9-year-old twins and a girl who just turned 12,
How are
and
they?
they're ravishing. Actually, thank you for asking. The twins are dancers and gorgeous, and they're all on my Instagram.
I know. I've seen them. I know they
very
look great.
mom.
But
Oh, they're no, but they look great. But they
They
look
have good
great.
genes,
They look
I know
great.
that.
They look great, but they're really crazy. No, they're wonderful, actually. And I tell them all the time how glad I am I had children, because I love them as people. I have to take care of them and teach them stuff, and I have to, make them competent at things. I have to teach them how to drive at some point. They're only 9, but I tell them that for all the things I have to teach, I will teach them and do as a mother has to do, which is to enable them to be strong and I like them as people.
that's good.
Yeah, I like them as people, and they're really so. Whenever this show comes, my 3 daughters are excited as well, and I don't think I was able or willing / able, whatever, we can talk in circles on that one, to even pursue a big Broadway show again. I have done a lot of off-Broadway stuff because I can work that.
Nonstop.
But nonstop, I've been creative. But to really do Broadway, the whole family has to be into it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to take away from all
Right.
those bedtimes and the
Right.
husband and the life. But they're all ready. So I don't know what it's going to look like. You have powerful friends, right?
Yeah, sure. I'll work it out.
Yeah, well, you work it out.
But-
But a nice dress would be nice. I have been, whenever I get auditions for really dreary things, I don't always say yes because if it's super dreary,
Right.
it's nothing nice to wear.
Yeah.
Just a little something nice to wear would be nice.
Something nice to wear. Yeah.
Is that superficial?
No. I'm totally down with that. Hey, it's
But if it's good
showbiz.
rags, I mean, if it's like Man of La Mancha kind of tits and rags, I'll
Yeah.
go, Oh, anyway, I'm getting too ebullient. Slow me down.
Amazing. That's so good. Hey, Caitlin,
Yes.
what are the people asking?
Oh, we got lots of questions.
Oh dear.
sure.
Well, tits and rags now are
So
off.
Alex on Twitter Alex on Twitter wants to know if there's any way, if you're doing any like signings or any special things for your CD or.
Is he serious? Did he know?
No.
Oh, Sardi's just decided to host a CD signing because the New York Times chose us as for the holiday gift guide.
Oh,
so
nice.
Santa will,
Congratulations.
Santa is carrying my CD now, in the form of this gift guide. So the the New York Times holiday gift guide is a great treat, and so I hope people will buy it, not just for that, and I will be there. There's a CD signing. So here it is. I don't know if you can put this up on your screen.
Well,
but
we're going to say it. And then
okay, December 6th at Sardi's. It's free at 5 o'clock.
Nice.
I'll be there and I'll sign. We can all chat. I'm going to have some holiday
is that Thursday?
Candies and things.
The 6th
It's
or
a
Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday the 6th.
It's a Thursday, December 6th,
Okay.
5 o'clock, Sardi's, it's free. The only thing you need to do is go on social media or on your site or wherever it's going to be posted, and you do have to RSVP because Sardi's just wants to know the names so they can predict the quantity of people.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's exciting. Well, thank you, and thank that lovely person for even
segue.
thinking of
I
it.
know, it was a great segue.
Yeah,
I was
It
like,
helped me promote without seeming like a drag.
So Josh on Facebook wants to know, what is the most thrilling or awe-inspiring Sondheim performance you've experienced as an audience member?
Oh, that's a big one. There's a lot to choose from.
There's a lot to choose from there.
I'm going to go with, is it Imelda Staunton? Gypsy, London.
Wow.
I was not well watching it. I've never, you know what, those many times, well, it's happened a couple of times when we were, the chorus line, things like that, when you're so carried by a show that you can't even differentiate between your response and it happening as it's propelling forward, you're responding. I was so lost in her Gypsy that the information kept coming, the emotions kept coming.
Wow.
It was one of those performances. She gets you in the soul, and she just kept going and going at who she was. You weren't watching her anymore. You were in the story. You were lost. That was some performance. Sondheim apparently loved it as well.
You know what my favorite part of that performance
Gypsy.
was? The final scene. I've never seen the final scene played so well between her and Gypsy Rose.
Don't forget Laura Benanti when she was that character. And she did,
Laura Benanti was fantastic.
that scene.
But I thought we were talking about the Imelda Staunton production.
No, we are. Well, the minute you said that, whenever I think of Louise, I jump to ravishing Laura.
Yeah,
and
fantastic.
her success as Eliza. We're friends, and
Yes.
I'm so excited she's
and
nailing
you were
it as
Eliza.
I was Eliza.
Yes.
I was until recently the last Eliza on Broadway.
I know.
Yeah. So no, I'm excited, and I can't wait to see her and bring my family because I want them to see this.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did I answer the question? What was the question?
did, Imelda Staunton.
Oh, Imelda Staunton. Oh, yeah, that was
She
something.
just jumped to
What
mind.
a
That's a
goddess.
good answer.
What a goddess. There's so many, but that was really amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
So Alexandra on Facebook says, sending lots of love from London. Would you ever want to come and do a show in the West End?
Oh, yes. Yes.
I
And I'm
could
married
see
to a
that.
tennis player, so we can do Wimbledon, the whole thing. No, we need, because I have, when I travel, it needs to have tennis courts. Because if I bring my family, I have a really
So
accomplished.
there are tennis needs.
I have a very accomplished young daughter in tennis.
Oh.
Really accomplished.
Oh, wow. But does your husband always have to play?
With her?
No, like in general, like can
No.
he take a break, or is he like, does the
Yeah.
resort have a tennis court?
Oh, no,
and you'd be
it's
like,
not
honey,
like
we're on vacation.
No. See, this is where people think the tennis is a resort sport. Not in the McEnroe Errico family.
Well, I mean, the McEnroe.
This is like it's the day job. It's just you got to bang some balls, as they say.
Bang some balls.
That's
Tits
actually
and rags.
my husband used to say things like that. I got to go bang some, and I was always like, oh, I can't believe I married a jock.
He'll say to you, I have to go bang some.
When we were younger, that was
love
his way
that.
of saying like he had to go to practice and he'd go bang some balls. And there's also spank some. These are industry terms.
Wow.
Yeah, and
And
I
you've been
married
married for how long?
20 years.
Yeah, it worked. 20
Yeah.
years? Is it the 20th anniversary? Does it
December
just-
19th.
It's coming up like next month?
Marry me a little. Yep.
Congratulations.
Marry me a long time.
What are you going to do?
We're
some
going
balls?
Stop.
Sorry.
What am I going to do? I'm going somewhere that has lots of water.
Okay.
Actually, tubs and things and pools. I don't want you to know where I'm
You're
going
on
because I don't want
vacation.
all these
You're going on a nice trip.
dear friends
With
to
a
join
lot of
us.
water.
So we're going to a place that has all these pools and things.
Cool.
It's they're really daffy. I love baths, but I also don't have one in our current house. So
Oh.
So
I love them too.
we're going far away where there's just lots of them. So I'm just going to just be soaking.
You're just going to be in water the whole time. You were like,
He's trying to make it up to me.
You don't have a bathtub at all?
Well, okay,
like-
the
it's like-
children have bathtubs in their room. So if I want my sort of sensuel, like bath, like after they go to bed, I don't want to go back in their room and take a bath around their old bath bombs and all their like plastic stuff and all their cute.
We're
I don't
very
want a
similar this
rubber
way.
ducky. I want my tub.
You want I got it.
No
you,
rubber
you know,
ducky.
You deserve that.
Yes, so we're going far, far away into
To soak in
like
water.
hours into like a rainforest, so I can take a bath.
I love that.
Oh my goodness, we're giving your readers or viewers strange answers. But,
Whatever
I
they
don't
are.
remember the questions by the time I've answered them. I'm so lost.
It was
Sondheim
about-
Sublime,
I
by
don't
the
know, it was
record.
about- I brought up the anniversary. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
Very exciting.
Thank you.
What's the 20th anniversary gift supposed to be? Water.
No idea. I don't do those things. I don't
yeah,
even know
no,
the day of
who
the
knows?
week. I
cares?
never know those type of things. Yeah.
Well, that's great.
There was a wonderful song about it in One Touch of Venus, the Kurt Weill. It was like the wooden wedding.
Another one of your successes.
You see, Venus didn't want to be bothered either, by the way, the goddess of love. It was the wooden wedding, and he was all excited. Oh, Andy Taylor came to my Sondheim show the other day.
Oh.
You know Andy? Isn't he lovely?
Yeah, he's
great
fantastic.
New York actor. He was in the audience, and anyway, there's always something. Each anniversary is something, and I've missed all of them. That's the
knows?
secret of my success in marriage.
secret of your
Just keep
success.
going.
Yeah.
And don't worry about gifts, and just
Yeah.
don't talk. And
Keep
just
going.
keep
Clearly,
going.
it's working. Clearly.
Just keep rolling. I'm always right. He's wrong. And no, I'm kidding.
As long as he knows. Melissa, it's always a pleasure to have you.
It is a
here.
pleasure being here.
Sondheim Sublime. You guys get it. Hey, I mean, the New York Times likes it too, but so do I. So get it. It's really good. It's
hope you like
it's
it,
like
yeah.
a beautiful piece of music. I love
Oh,
it.
may I say one more thing?
Yes.
There's a website called SONDHEIMSUBLIME.com, and there's a lot of thoughts around this. So they're all there. There's essays written by great friends of
Your
mine. Like
website? Or
it's actually,
someone-
there's a website for the record.
Oh,
the
for
album
the
itself
album.
is an entity unto itself.
Right.
And SONDHEIMSUBLIME.com and there's 18 short movies that I wrote and produced that are called 60 Second Sondheim. And they're 60-second
I saw one of these.
movies about who Sondheim is and the history of the songs and what they mean and why we redid them. But if you don't know much about Sondheim and you want to and you only have 60 seconds, I did it just for you.
I did see one of those.
There's
Those are
18 of
great.
them. They're
Yeah,
short
I did,
films.
It's
And
fantastic.
we're working on something else, writing a movie about it. Yeah, I think Sondheim and
You have a
the
lot
woman.
of ideas in your
Yeah,
head all
I got
the
a lot
time,
of things.
don't you?
Yeah. But this particular project is so rich, and there's some wonderful essays. I've written some essays. I work for a magazine.
She's also a published writer, everybody. She writes
So
for
you're
the
going to read my
Times
essays at this, and
sometimes.
also you'll read an essay by one of the most esteemed writers in New York, Adam Gopnik. He wrote my liner notes, but he wrote an essay that rivals Sondheim's genius. It is so beautiful. Can you win a Grammy for liner notes? I think you
Yes.
can.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Because
okay.
this man just wrote the most beautiful words. So the website itself has all the ideas around it, and I
Mm-hmm.
think if you want to learn more about Sondheim or just see it spun a certain way, I hope you enjoy it.
You know, you could win a Grammy for it too. They give out Grammys for singing as well. That's another thing.
You know,
Liner
now-
notes are the most important Grammy, obviously, but
No,
they also
I-
do give them out for the singers.
Look,
Little known
I
fact.
hope so.
Blue Like That. I still love that album. Look it up, people. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sondheim
like-
Sublime, Melissa Errico, go see her at Sardi's, RSVP first.
Oh, yeah,
They know you're
Sardi's,
coming.
yeah, come.
Get the album. Don't look for her. She'll be in a pool for the anniversary. Have a nice holiday.
Yeah. I'll be in a pool while you'll all be having Christmas, so
Yeah,
we'll all be
thinking
busy.
about you. And then the secret of your marriage. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Hey, Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single day on Facebook. You can listen to us in a podcast form by searching for hashtag live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We talk to Jeremy Jordan of American Sun.